hell was that?
But if you ever go back into Willie Swamp, where you better not go at night. There's things out there in the middle woods that make a strong man die from pride. Things that crawl and things that fly, things that creep around on the ground. And they say the ghost of Lucius Clay gets up and he walks around. But I couldn't believe it, just had to find out for myself, and I couldn't conceive it, 'cause I never would have listened to nobody else, and I couldn't believe it. Well, I just had to find out for myself that there's some things in this world you just can't explain. The old man lived in the Willie Swamp way back in Booger Woods, and he never did do a lot of harm in the world. He just never did do no good. People didn't think too much of him. They all thought he acted funny. That old man didn't care about people anyway. All he cared about was his money. And he'd stuff it all down into mason jars and bury it all around. And on certain nights, if the moon's right, he'd dig it up out of the ground. Then he'd pour it all out on the floor of his shack, and he'd run his fingers through it. Yeah, Lucius Clay was a greedy old man. That's all that there was to it. But I couldn't believe it, just had to find out for myself, and I couldn't conceive it, 'cause I never would listen to nobody else, and I couldn't believe it. Well, I just had to find out for myself. There's some things in this world you just can't explain. Kegel boys is white trash who lived over on Carper's Creek. They were mean as a snake, sneaky as a cat, and belligerent when they speak. One night the oldest brother said, "Y'all meet me in the Willie Swamp later. We'll take old Lucius's money and we'll feed him to the alligators." Found the old man out in the back with a shovel in his hand. 13 rusty mason jars he just dug up out the sand. And then they all went crazy and they beat the old man and they picked him up off the ground. And then they threw him in the swamp and stood there and laughed as the black water sucked him down. Then they turned around and went back to the shack, picked up the money and ran. They hadn't gone nowhere when they realized that they were running in quicksand. And they struggled and they screamed, but you couldn't get away. And just before they went under, they could hear that old man laughing in a voice as loud as thunder. That's been 50 years ago, and you can go by there yet. And there's a spot in the yard in the back of that shack where the ground is always wet. And on certain nights, if the moon is right, down by that dark footpath, you can hear 3 young men screaming. You can hear one old man laugh. Ever go back in the Willie Swamp, you better not go at night. There's things out there in the middle of the woods that make a strong man die from pride. Things that crawl and things that fly, things that creep around on the ground. And they say the ghost of Lucius Clay gets up and he walks around. But I couldn't believe it, just had to find out for myself, and I couldn't conceive it, 'cause I never would listen to nobody else, and I couldn't believe it. Well, I just had to find out for myself. Now there's some things in this world you just can't explain. Yeah, there's some things in this world you just can't explain. Thank you. Thank you so much.